Hi, welcome back to Frequently Asked Fridays, where we here at Martin IP Law Group answer your questions about intellectual property and related matters. Today we're going to talk about AI, and you're all hearing about it, ChatGPT. I know Google's developing their own AI. Bing is using, I think, a version of ChatGPT for search engine, and all of this creates really a lot of questions in the intellectual property area, particularly in copyright. So, if an AI creates, a story, a piece of art, something like that, two questions arise from a copyright perspective. One, is that protectable? Is that copyrightable? And two, if that AI generates something that infringes somebody else's copyright, who's responsible? So let's dig in to those two issues here and see. It's kind of an unsettled area, as you might imagine, since this is a brand new thing that's just kind of coming to the forefront. So looking at AI generated works, are those protectable by copyright? And the general consensus at this point in time is no, that they are not, that the copyright laws require human input, human creativity, and are very specific as to that. So to the extent that a work is created by an AI, that work is not available for protection under copyright law. However, a lot of times there may be what I'll call collaboration, human and AI collaboration. So to the extent that maybe an AI generates a couple different pieces of content and then a human person selects those and arranges those and organizes those into a larger work, that human element that goes into that could possibly be protectable under copyright law, but the underlying AI or the underlying work that's created by the AI is not eligible for protection generally. Now, I know the Copyright Office has put out a recent publication for information on this, and they're looking into it. So this is potentially a moving target, but as it stands right now, I think the Copyright Office is taking the position that human input is required. AI generated content is not eligible for protection, but stay tuned, that may change as we go forward. Flipping to the other side here, what happens if an AI generates something that infringes someone else's copyright? Who's responsible? Again, the AI is not a person, it's not a legal entity, it's not a corporation, it's not capable really of being sued. It doesn't have assets, it doesn't have the things that we typically associate with other entities or people or corporations. So the AI itself is typically not able to be sued, even though the AI is the entity, if you will, to the extent that it is an entity, is what created the infringing work. So again, this is even probably less well settled now than whether or not AI generated works are copyrightable. But let's look at two possibilities here again, and there's no definitive answer here, but I think two possible entities that may be liable are, one, the company, if you will, that creates or makes available the AI tool. So for example, ChatGPT is OpenAI, I think, is the company that runs that. So at least at this stage, the ChatGPT, to my understanding, is not completely on its own without restrictions. OpenAI can set up parameters, can set up certain limitations on what the ChatGPT bot can do. So one possibility is that they could be liable because they operate or control the AI system and control the limits and parameters that can be set on that, and therefore sort of a vicarious liability argument can be made that they, by failing to take proper measures to prevent the infringement, could be liable. Again, the other option would be that the person who entered the query that caused the infringement to occur could also be liable. So, if I type in generate a poem about copyright law based on Shakespearean style, let's say, that could, so the AI is going to generate that. I've instructed the AI to do that. So again, I've provided the general instructions. The AI generates the work. So I can't be I'm not the author. I didn't create this work. But if it infringes someone else's work, there could be an argument made that because I directed the AI to create this and that I provided certain keywords and certain parameters for creating that potentially I could be liable as the person that directed the AI to produce that particular content. So again, this is a completely new area of the law. It's a moving target, so nobody really knows who's liable. I think the only thing we can determine at this point is that the AI is not liable because the AI is not a person capable of being sued. So it'll be interesting to see how this progresses and how this moves down the road, because I'm sure there will be litigation over copyright infringement that's generated by AIs, and we'll follow up as the law develops on this and provide you further information. Hope this has been entertaining, hope it's been helpful and useful. Have a great weekend. Thanks for tuning in.